Right, might as well kick into this and to kick into gear basically. So yes, this is my MLS Ireland does predictions for week. We're into 20 at the moment, which is pretty impressive how I stuck at it this long. I'm only joking, basically. And I kind of enjoy doing all this. But again, this is going to be another long kind of one. And if sorry to anybody who's actually going to be watching this, doubtful. The Super Cup is on currently right now, and sorry. So if you are watching this and not watching that, or watching the two of them, let me know in the comments below or sideways. I don't really know where they're going. But anyway, these are my predictions. If you're new to this, hit that follow button, subscribe button. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm nearly 220, which is not too bad. I would like a bit more. Be nice. So, but I can't really have it all my way, if that makes any sense. Just curious if anybody can hear me. I'm not 100% sure. I think he can. So that's good enough. Right, might as well crack on into it, just for the crack. Don't know me basically watching it. So the first one is LA Galaxy against Colorado Rapids. Now, LA Galaxy, they won. They beat Minnesota away from home, which was pretty impressive. Last last week here on Saturday. So now they're coming up against a Colorado Rapids team who now they beat Houston, which I kind of guessed that was going to happen, which I'm pretty impressed myself that I got it correct. Saying that, it is going to be an interesting game. LA Galaxy probably have a better record coming into this one. They're in their last four. I think they drew their last home game, but they won the three before that, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. Colorado again won their last two home away games, so that's pretty impressive as well. So I'm looking forward to this game. You think with LA Galaxy, I know they don't have Chicharito back, but they have been finally getting into the swing of things. At like a 1-0 win away from to Minnesota, which is a pretty impressive result. I think LA Galaxy could probably sneak this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to LA Galaxy, just for the fact is they're starting to get things back and going again, and they're at home where they're quite impressive at home. So that's what I go for in that one, which is going to be on tonight at 3:30 in the morning, which I will not get to watch. So thank you to everybody who is watching this. Let me know in the comments what you think of these predictions. What you think? What do you think? Basically, of all this. What the results could be and all that jazz. The next one is San Jose Earthquakes against Minnesota. Now, this one's, like I said, Minnesota who got beaten by LA Galaxy, whereas San Jose Earthquakes, I don't think they played. So they're coming into this game a bit more refreshed and at home. So saying that, they have a better record at home and compared to what Minnesota have away from home. Minnesota, in the last four, they've kind of had the same kind of results. Drew the two, won one, and lost one. So coming into this, these two on form are kind of similar. Just for the fact is that San Jose Earthquakes are at home. I'm kind of going for may go for a draw. I think Minnesota are capable. They have a lot of draws at this moment. They drew away from home more than they've won and lost. Basically, they've only won the one game or two. I think that was in the last four games, and now they're coming up against the San Jose Earthquakes team, who in the last three drew two and won one. 1-1. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. So yes, I think Minnesota are capable of getting a result in this one, and I think San Jose Earthquakes are capable of scoring a goal. I just don't think they're going to have the capability of to win this one, so I'm going to go for 1-1 on that one. The next one is Atlanta against Toronto. Now, Atlanta, to my surprise, I thought this was probably going to be a bit of like a draw of some sort, but they beat LAFC. I thought LAFC would have had a better chance, but anyway, they didn't look all that convincing at home, and now this is another game at home against Toronto, who I suspected to have a bit of more. I didn't really expect them to win, but they didn't do too bad against the team who are basically top of the league at home. So they're going to be away from home in this one. I think they've only won the 2 out of 3 maybe at home, away from home, sorry. Whereas Atlanta probably won a 4 or 5. So coming into this form wise, Toronto probably don't have the worst out of it. They've lost two and won two, whereas Atlanta have only won the one, and that was their last home game. So saying that, it is going to be a trickier one for. You can't really rule out Toronto. Toronto are not a bad team on their day. So it is a trickier one. What do you think? In the comments, is anybody in the comments? Yeah, I'm gonna go for Atlanta, another 1-0 win. It could possibly go down to like a 1-all draw, but expecting this to probably be just a 1-all, a 1-0 win, possibly. Yeah, I'll go for a 1-0 win to Atlanta. Just they're not scoring many goals at home, so I'll go for a 1-0. Brad Guzan looked actually quite good during that game last 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago. It was basically a Sunday, basically here, which is 2 nights ago. So yeah, I'll go for that. The next one is New England against DC United. Now, DC United got completely slapped by a team who you would suspect who don't score all that many goals in Nashville. That was ended up 5-2, which was a bit of a. I didn't expect that to happen. I don't think really many people expect. I don't even think Nashville expected that really to happen. But it happened, and they're coming up against a New England team who have only lost 1 or 2 away from home, and they've drew 1 or 2 at home as well. Sorry, you know what I mean. New England at home, so and they basically won all their rest of them. And in the last four, they have been in not as consistent as they've won. Where are they? They've won two and drew one and lost one, so they're not coming into this as consistent as they should be, even though that they are going to be the better team. I think with the drumming that DC United basically got, I think New England should probably win this one. Uh, DC United are not really coming into this one great form away from home, so I think New England. I think DC United would be lucky enough to get away with a 2-1 loss in this one. So I think New England 2-1 to New England. So it's going to be impressive if DC to actually get away with a good result, because I think New England are a pretty good team. The next one is Cincinnati against Montreal. Now, I think this is the third time these two have played each other. Whereas I think it's ended Cincinnati and Montreal kind of getting both results in this one. So Cincinnati at home haven't won a game yet. They're coming up against a Montreal team who away from home have lost their last four, whereas Cincinnati have drew their last home games. So you can see where this one's going to be going. I don't suspect this game not to be a a thriller. Could possibly be. And the two teams, Cincinnati at home really haven't been scoring that many goals at home. Like they're not really scoring over like 2.5 goals, nor is Montreal away from home. So saying this, I think Cincinnati could possibly get a wee 1-0 or 2-0 win in this one. So I'll go for like a 2-0 win to Cincinnati, or I'll go for a 2-1 win to Cincinnati, just for the fact is they are at home, and this is a game where they could possibly get a result out of this one. Whereas because Montreal haven't been great in the last four, so I'll go for that one. The next one is Inter Miami against Chicago Fire, so which is going to be Inter Miami, who have started at home to get results. They've drew one and then lost one, and then in their last two, they've actually won games. So they're coming up against a Chicago Fire team who beat Columbus Crew quite impressively. I know Columbus Crew aren't the team that they were last season, but they're still not a bad team. They have Nagby, basically the best midfielder in the whole league. Anyway, I'll gloss over that because people don't agree with me. But anyway, Inter Miami should probably get a good result out of this one. I don't think they could win this one. I will go for like a 2-all draw. I do think they are capable of scoring goals. Chicago Fire did very well trying to stop Columbus Crew. To be fair, Zardes was the whole Columbus Crew team basically tried shots from outside the box and basically skied them all. I think they had 18 shots on 18 shots, and I think only like two went on target. So, but saying that, they still stopped them from getting those shots on target. So, when you can say about that. So yeah, I'm going to go for like a 2-all. I think Chicago Fire have the capabilities of scoring goals, whereas Inter Miami have the capabilities of conceding and scoring. So all this goes through my head. So fun times in here. The next one is Philadelphia against New York City FC. Now, this one's actually going to be a good one. Philadelphia at home are better than their record shows. Their away record at the moment is quite abysmal. Whereas New York City's, which if you follow me on Twitter, you would see this. They've won more games in New York Red Bull Stadium. And sorry, yeah, you know what I mean. And the Red Bull Arena, whatever the hell it's called. They've won more games there than they have at the Yankee Stadium, and they've won more games there. So like they've won more games there than the whole New York Red Bulls themselves. So they've been good away from home. Probably not on the road, but just over the bridge basically, or under the Lincoln Tunnel. Is it a Lincoln Tunnel? Yeah, it's a Lincoln Tunnel. Depends what way they go. But saying that, they're coming up against a Philadelphia team who are still in a better reign of form. In the last four, they drew the one and won three at home, whereas New York City have lost two, drew two. So saying that, and where did I think New York City played during the week. Where were they? Where were they? I don't think they did. No, they didn't. They played during the week before that, I think. Whereas Philadelphia didn't play either. There wasn't that many games. Well, there's a lot of games. There's always a lot of games on. But I'll go with that. I'll go for a 2-all draw. Well, no, it is going to be. It is going to be. No, I'll stick with a 2-all draw. I think these two teams are probably. It's going to be a draw either way. But I think this is going to be a good wee game to have a lot of goals in it. So I'll go for a 2-all. The next one is Red Bulls against Columbus Crew. Now, as I said, Columbus Crew got beat by Chicago Fire, and this is going to be their another game away from home. They haven't got a great record away from home, whereas New York Red Bulls have a similar, not a similar, but they have like 50% winning at home, where probably the draw and losing is a bit split down the middle. So coming into this one, New York Red Bull have probably the better form. They've it's kind of the same. Well, the better actually. They've won the one and then they drew two and lost one. So they have a better form coming into this game than Columbus Crew, who've lost their last two away from home. Uh, Again, these two teams aren't really scoring many goals consistently throughout the whole season. I do make up words in my brain sometimes. Well, it's not really made up a word, but anyway, I just push. Just my brain just basically pushes out words that it thinks could work. I'm here, so it hasn't killed me yet, so I think I'm doing all right. But anyway, I digress. I think this is going to be probably not an exciting game. I'll go for like a 0-0. I don't think these two teams have the capability of hitting the target. Basically, after that, Columbus Crew they didn't fill me with much hope that they need an R. Basically, they have Bradley Ray Phillips. It took a long time to really bring him on. And then basically Zardes was basically hitting them over the bar. I think he should really start in Gillett or something like that because he's probably be better at that. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to go for like a 0-0 on that one. The next one is Dallas against Seattle Sounders. Now, coming into this, Dallas got beaten by Sporting Kansas City 2-0 at home, whereas Seattle pumped Portland, basically. Probably one of the goals of the season. So 6-2. Seattle away from home, and then they're going to be away from home again. It is a lot of traveling. They played Portland, which is not too far away from where they are, and then they had to travel down to Dallas. Dallas doesn't really have to travel that far. It is going to make a difference. I know Seattle have better team players back. They are probably the two teams in the last four have similar forms and winning two, one, and draw one, and all kind of last one. So it is going to be a good one. I think Dallas is probably going to give a better show of form than they did probably against Sporting Kansas City. I know Sporting Kansas City are a pretty good team. I think it's probably going to be like a similar result. I think it is going to be like a 2-1 win to Seattle, just for the fact that they have their better players back and they have better players. And they have them back, but it is going to be a long trip on the road, so I think they're probably just going to be needing a wee bit more. just to get this game over the line. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win on that one. The next one is Nashville against Orlando. Now Nashville beat DC United, like I said at the start of those wee videos, and now like they're doing pretty well, and they're coming up against Orlando team who, as I said, if you do follow me on Twitter, I put out a form sheet where I think Orlando now are like 16th in the form, like out of the whole teams, which is pretty bad for a team who started off very well at the start of the season. Away from home, in the last four, they haven't won a game, whereas Nashville won their last three. So, saying that, I think Nashville have the capabilities to score them. They have a great defender, they have a great defense. So, I know they even shipped in 2 goals against DC United, but still, DC United are on a good run of form. I think they can probably get this one. Could possibly be put down to a draw, but I'm going to go for like I'll go for like a 1-0 win to Nashville. Um, just for the fact is I like Nashville and I like what they're doing, and yeah, that's what I'm going for. A 1-0 win to Nashville. The next one is Sporting Kansas City against Portland Timbers. Now, as I said, Portland Timbers got thrashed by Seattle, and Sporting Kansas City beat Dallas. So the two teams are kind of, you know what I mean. So this one's actually going to be a trickier one. You suspect Portland Timbers to basically put on a bit of more of a show. You suspect, and they're coming up against a Sporting Kansas City team who are probably the third best team in the league. Maybe probably put that. Yeah, I'll go for the third best team in the moment. Um, they are going to be at home against Portland Timbers. Where let's see, Portland Timbers in the last 4 games they really haven't won that many away from home. They're starting to lose 9 games at home, which is not good. So I'm going to go for a Sporting Kansas City 2-1 win. Sporting Kansas is just a far better team, far better prepared, just basically far better everything. Yeah, it's tricky these things. The second last one is Austin FC against Vancouver Whitecaps. Now, Austin won their last home game, which is pretty impressive. I think that was against Dallas. No, that was against Houston, which one I predicted quite well myself, I believe. They're coming up against a Vancouver team who haven't won a game away from home in their last four. They drew the games. So that's probably another inkling where I think I'm going to go this game. Could probably go for like a 0-0 or a 1-0. I'll go for 1-0, just be a bit exciting, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go for like a 1-0 on that one. Vancouver drew, as I said, against Sporting San Jose Earthquakes. So a 0-0. But I think they can get a goal on this one against an awesome team who are at home. So I'll go for an exciting 1-1 draw. The next one is Real Salt Lake against Houston Dynamo. Now, I'll go for Real Salt Lake probably winning this one. The Houston again, like Vancouver, haven't won a game away from home this season so far. So you would suspect coming into this, they've lost their last two, whereas Real Salt Lake won their last two. So I'll go for like a 2-0 win to Real Salt Lake against Atlanta. Just for the fact is they are a better team and Houston are not. Basically, all my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just checking up on the score in the buy-in against still 0-0. So that's pretty good. Again, thank you for anybody who is following this. Thank you for the streaming and all that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments, as I said, what do you think of the predictions? Who do you think could possibly cause an upset in this one? Again, anybody could really be winning anything in this one. Like, who knew that Nashville could beat DC United 5-2? Portland could beat 6-2. New York City beat like Inter 2-0, which is pretty. Yeah, you would suspect that. And Atlanta beating LAFC. Right. If nobody else has any questions, I'm on to 20 minutes here. Holy Christ, people listen to me for 20 minutes. Right. See you on the next one. And thank you very much for the 2 people watching. Bye now.